Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. So Mataji, in our call today, Raghav and Narsimha and Jyotsna are new. And you know Jyotsna, but Raghav Narsimha is from Washington, Mataji.
Hare
And
Krishna.
and there is our god brother, his grace Nand Kumar Prabhuji from Washington. He is very dear to Guru Maharaj Mataji. His son, both sons are there, Mataji.
Hare
Very.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Please take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can I have for a few minutes all your cameras on so that I can see you all? I see Nihal, I see Mohika, Joshna, if possible. Joshna, okay. Hare Krishna, Joshna. Good to see you.
Krishna Mataji.
Good to see you. And Raghav and Narsimha, if possible, we can just see each other, otherwise also okay. So Hare Krishna, my Dandavat pranams to all of you. So we will, from today, we will be reading a more detailed and systematically, like chapter by chapter, Science of Self-Realization book. You can find that book in any temple or in database.io. So after listening today, you all can go back and read, and if you have any questions you can ask, or even during the class, you all can ask me. So we will start Science of Self-Realization. Before that, Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuramitanina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
So what you can, are you seeing the one that is coming in like a presentation?
Yes,
Or, okay. So Science of Self-Realization. So I will go into detail. So this is the prayers to Guru. Because for all of us who don't have yet a personal Guru, Srila Prabhupada is our Guru. So Guru helps us to remove the darkness by kind of teaching us about something. Like, unless we learn, we don't know that. So we are in darkness. If we are very small, like 2 years old, 3 years old, or maybe 4 years old, and we don't know like 2 plus 2 is 4, then we won't be able to add it. So once we know, we can do that. So we will be bright with that knowledge. It's a simple example I'm giving, but knowledge is something which enlightens us. When we know, knowledge is something which empowers us also. So Guru is the one who helps us in that. So do you all know who is Srila Prabhupada?
yes.
Who is he? Does anybody wants to say who he is?
The founder Acharya.
Founder Acharya of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So generally people, when they look at Prabhupada, they want, so is Srila Prabhupada a scholar, a philosopher, a cultural ambassador? Because in the West, Srila Prabhupada has brought the culture from India and he came to give. Generally people, when they come to West, they come for a better life. If you see now, right now in the world, there are so many places which are not safe to live. So people come to West as refugees so that they can live here and they can have better life. They can take advantage of the comforts that we have in this world, in this place here. But Srila Prabhupada came to give wealth, to give knowledge, to give love and Krishna to people in the West. So Srila Prabhupada is a cultural ambassador. Is Srila Prabhupada an author, Mihika? Is he an author?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he has written so many. He has translated Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamritham, and so many more. He started writing first in the Back to Godhead magazine in India, and at the age of 70, Srila Prabhupada came to West, and in 10 years, Srila Prabhupada has written all these books. So is he a spiritual teacher? Yes, that is what Srila Prabhupada is famous for. He came to give all of us spiritual knowledge. Social critic? Yes, Srila Prabhupada is. Holy man? Yeah, he is a sannyasi. He is in renounce order of life. He has taken the fourth order of the life, renounce order of the life. He gave up all his possessions, family, everything, and he dedicated his life for Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada is not just one of these, he is all these things and even more than this. So if you see, you all know now Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada has written around. I would like one of you to read the first point, like one by one, you all can read this. So someone can, because we are only few of us, take turns.
Can Jyotsna read?
Yeah.
So all of the
No,
all of the
one
text?
point by one point. Just read one point and someone else can read another point.
Okay. 80 volumes of translations and summaries of studies of India's great spiritual classic.
So Srila Prabhupada has translated or written the summaries for about 80 volumes. Someone else, next point.
He launched a magazine called Back to Godhead.
So even today, if you go read in Back to Godhead magazine, I think which comes every 2 months, you'll find wonderful articles and you'll find a lot of knowledge in that. So he launched that magazine. Someone else, the next point.
All interviews, lectures, essays, and letter chosen for the Science of Self-Realization first appeared in Back to Godhead magazine.
So the book that we are going to read, The Science of Self-Realization, features all the articles which Srila Prabhupada has written in the form of lectures or essays in Back to Godhead magazine. So we are all going to read that also, because I want you all to read Srila Prabhupada's words so that you all can make a connection with Srila Prabhupada. Then you will know how empowered was Srila Prabhupada by Krishna, and he can accomplish at the age of 70 so many things which is very, very difficult for anybody. Okay, Mihika, go ahead next.
All interviews, lectures, essays, and letter
That is
chosen.
over. Next point.
Srila Prabhupada speaks with startling clarity and a kind of convincing, simple eloquence, and proves just how relevant the science of self-realization is to our modern world and our own lives.
So the basic thing many people find in Srila Prabhupada's books and translations and purports is the clarity of the thought. So many scholars, many philosophers who wanted to know about themselves or who wanted to know about God, they found a lot of clarity in Srila Prabhupada's books. Many Westerns also, as soon as they read this book, this is the first book generally the people read, and they get inclinations towards philosophy. So Science of Self-Realization is something that we are going to do now. There may be concepts that you all have heard before in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam sessions, but today, by reading Science of Self-Realization, we are going to go deeper, think about them, remind ourselves again and again. So let's start that. So learning the science of soul. The first chapter of Science of Self-Realization is learning the science of soul. So what should be aim or objective of human form of life? So if I ask you, what is your goal? What is your aim? What is your dream? What do you all say? Can you all just share your dream or your goal with me? Go ahead, Meika.
Go back to Krishna and And succeed in material life and spiritual life.
So you want to exceed in material life and also in spiritual life. Good. Joshna, don't worry to share because it need not be a spiritual goal also. The reason that I'm asking is like I want to get the concept of goal or aim of doing something in our life. So Joshna, would you like to share?
Go back to Godhead.
Okay, very good. Go back to Godhead. Then you are all at the right place. Raghava Narasimha or Raghava Simha. Is it one person or two people?
It's just one person.
Okay. What is your goal? Like short-term goal, long-term goal?
To be a pure devotee.
Be a pure devotee. Wonderful. Yes. Would you like to share? Any goal. It need not be a devotion oriented or anything. Do you have any goal or aim? Okay, Ash is not unmuting, so that's okay. So, because three of you have already mentioned that you want to be a pure devotee of God and you want to go back to Krishna, so this is the right book to start. So, what should be aim or objective of human form of life? How to perfect our life? So, we will find answers for these two questions once we finish this chapter, learning the science of soul. So if anybody is asking you, why are you chanting? Why are you attending all these classes? Why are you practicing Krishna consciousness? So then you should be able to answer very crisp and clear. Clarity is something that you should have in your thought. So we will understand what should be the aim or objective of human form of life from the scriptures, and we will make that as our goal and try to achieve that. So the whole concept and goal of self-realization or reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, or practicing Krishna consciousness or practicing devotional life is to realize one's relationship with Krishna or God. So all of us individually are related to Krishna. Not that only pure devotees of the Lord are related. All of us, all the living entities. The living entities living entities take bodies from 8.4 million species. So they have 8.4 million dresses. So for all of them, they are all related to Krishna. A soul inside the body of a dog, a soul inside the body of an insect, a soul inside the body of a tiger or anything or human. All of us have a relationship individually with Krishna. So you might be worried because in material world, when we have more relatives, we find it so difficult to maintain, right? To call all of them to know how they are doing. Or when they all come at once to our house, we will be like kind of confused. We don't know how to serve them, how to talk them. But Krishna is unlimited. He has unique relationship with all of us, and he reciprocates also very personally and individually in the way you approach him. If Mihika approaches him as a friend, Krishna will treat her as a friend. If Nihal approaches him as a father, Krishna reciprocates as a father. If Joshna approaches him as a son, treats him as a son, Krishna reciprocates as a son. If Raghav Narasimha thinks that Krishna is master, he responds like that. If Ash thinks that Krishna is my lover, Krishna reciprocates like that. And all of us will fit in one of these relationships with Krishna, and we all have our own unique relationship with Krishna. So the aim of human form of life, the objective or the perfection, you will be called like, you perfected your human form of life when you realize that relationship with Krishna. And the second point is self-realization. So we need to know who we are. Am I this body, or am I something else other than this body? Am I a boy or a girl or a human or an animal, or am I something else other than this? So let's go now. The living entities or the jivas, the soul that we are parts and parcels of God. So we are all a part of Krishna. And like, let's say we have hands, legs, fingers, ears, and all, right? So if they start working individually, like they are not working for the whole body, but they are working individually. Like say that I will do something only when I need something, or fingers say that, no, I won't take the food and put it in the mouth, or the ears say that, no, I'm not going to listen and then pass it on. So if they don't cooperate with the whole and work for the whole, is there any use of them individually? Like if you are hearing, but if you are not taking it back to your mind, can you do anything? You can't do anything actually. So if the hands keep the food in their hand, do they get energy? No. So individually, those parts does not make any sense, but they all work together for the whole, that is the body. It makes sense. So all of us, because we are parts and parcels, we are parts and parcels of Krishna. When we act separated from him, when we act individually, it doesn't make any sense for us. We won't be happy. Like how the hands, legs, fingers, and ears will not be able to accomplish anything if they don't work in cooperation with the body. Similarly, all of us, if we go away from Krishna, if we are working, if we are getting separated from Krishna, acting independent of Krishna, we will not be happy because we belong to Krishna. So living entities, all the living entities, all of us, whatever the body we take, we are actually duty bound to serve the Lord. It is not that we are doing a favor to Krishna, serving Krishna. We actually belong to Krishna. Like how Mihika's hands belong to Mihika, ears belong to Mihika. Similarly, we all belong to Krishna. So we are all duty bound to serve Krishna. But because we forgot our relationship with Krishna, we think that I am an individual person. I have to act individually. I only have to enjoy. I only have to control. I only have to master. So the Krishna conscious movement, which Srila Prabhupada has started, is its whole aim, its whole purpose. So if you don't know what you are practicing, then you will not be strong, convinced in your thing, and you will not be able to convey that to others when they question you. So if anybody comes and asks you, what is the whole aim of Krishna conscious movement? You guys are a cult, or are you guys are somebody who wants to make followers, or are you guys some organization which is going to collect funds or anything? No. What is the aim of the Krishna consciousness movement, which our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada has started? So you should be able to say this, to revive our lost relationship with Krishna, which is missing right now in this world, and lead us. So we are going to revive our relationship with Krishna, and we are going to help all the entities, all the humans in this world to revive their relationship with Krishna. So that is the whole aim of Krishna consciousness movement. So the aim of Krishna consciousness movement is not to start some movement or some kind of a revolt or something like that. Its whole aim is to revive our lost relationship with Krishna. Right now, we don't feel that relationship. Do you all feel any relationship with Krishna right now, every minute? Because we have understood from the classes that we are hearing, we are all thinking that, oh, I should be having a relationship with Krishna. I should be following that. But once we realize that, we will be always living in that relationship. Right now, we are all theoretically, for theory, we are doing. So this is what we're going to go. Let's go to the next slide. Living entities, we always render service to someone or other. So did you all see? We always render service to someone or other. So let's say I don't want to serve God. We serve somebody or the other in the society. Like if you see your fathers who are not completely into full-time devotees, we will be serving some boss. We are doing some company, we will be serving, or some soldiers go and serve the country, or some of us serve the family, like your parent, your mother, she works for the family. She cooks, she cleans the house, she does your laundry, something or the other. So all of us is serving someone or the other. It is not that we are not serving anybody. So it now proves that like serving is in our nature for the soul. So serving is to do service is the nature of the soul. So we as the souls have a nature to serve. Also, we as the souls have a nature to be happy all the time. But are we really happy all the time? We are not, because right now we still did not realize that we are souls. So to serve is the nature of the soul. To serve is the nature of the soul. So don't think that if somebody comes and asks, you go and tell somebody that, I want to be a pure devotee of the Lord. Raghav Narasimha said, what does it mean by being a pure devotee of Lord? To serve Krishna and to serve his devotees. So if somebody comes and asks him, why are you serving them? Why are you acting as a slave to them? Why can't you be a master? Then you should be able to answer this question. You have to say that serving is the nature of the soul. Like how being salty is the nature of the salt, being sweet is the nature of the seed. So serving is the nature of the soul. You are also serving somebody or the other. It's not just me, but I choose to serve God. It is just what we are choosing to serve is different. But by nature, everybody in this world is serving something or the other. If they don't have anything to serve, they pet animals and they will be serving the animals. If you are petting an animal, are you responsible for cleaning the potty of the animal or somebody else will come and do it? You have to do it, right? So you are serving the pets. But where then the problem is that we are all serving, where is the problem? We are not happy. We are not satisfied. Nor the people we are serving, they are also not happy. It is not that all of us are happy all the time. So what is the problem? Where is the problem? Service rendered is not properly directed. If we are not serving Krishna, if we are not serving the devotees of Krishna, and we choose to serve somebody else in this material world, then our service is not properly directed and we will not be happy. If we choose to serve Krishna and devotees of the Lord, then our service is directed right way, because naturally soul's nature is to serve, and souls are part and parcels of Krishna, and they used to serve Krishna always in the spiritual world. But now that they came to material world, they forgot their relation, they forgot their master. So they are their nature is to serve, right? Because if your nature is to watch something, like let's say your nature or your nature is to read something. Let's take this example. Your nature is to read something. You have a habit of reading. So if there is nothing, you will go and read the ingredients on the packets or something. So if your nature is to read, if you are reading wrong books, then your interest is directed wrong ways. If you are reading right books, Krishna consciousness books are good books, then you are in the right direction. So to serve is the nature of the soul. And if that service is rendered to the material things, then what is the problem with that, Mihika? The problem is that we are not satisfied. The person we are serving is not satisfied. Go ahead, Mihika.
It's basically that none of us are happy.
None of us are happy. The person whom we are serving is not happy, and we are also not happy. You can go and interview some people who are serving working in big companies. If you go and ask him, do you love your job? Do you really love it? Do you like to serve them? They will definitely come back and tell you that there will be incidents where they are not happy. If we want to serve tree, where should we pour water? We must water, right, to the root. So if we serve Supreme Personality of Godhead, we will serve the whole society. So if we direct our service to Krishna, and if we please Krishna, because everybody is part and parcel of Krishna, if Krishna is happy, everybody who is part of him are also happy. So if we direct our service towards Krishna, that is the right way of serving. So let's go to the next one. So see this example to understand what we are talking more better. So Raghava Narasimha, what do you see in the first two pictures? I have two pictures here.
A bunch of different technology parts.
Yeah, a bunch of different mechanical parts. Does these parts individually make any sense?
No.
They are important, but individually doesn't make any sense. They are not useful individually, right? But
Yeah.
if I assemble them all like this, then this becomes an ATM, which helps people. So similarly, if we water the leaves, is it useful, Joshna? Or Joshna is there?
No.
No. But if I water the root, then even the leaves are happy. So serving Krishna is like watering the root. Automatically, all your relations, parents, bosses, friends, family, everybody will be happy. Otherwise, you have 100 people to serve. You have to go and serve 100 people to make them happy. 100 of them will have different requirements. They have different desires. They have different needs. But if you serve Krishna, everyone will be happy. Also, we as individual parts, even though we are important, we have our own identity, we are not useful, we are not happy. Once we go and join whole, that is Krishna, then we become useful and we are happy. So to understand our position, we are individual souls and we are part and parcels of Krishna. And when we connect with him, when these parts and go and sit in this machine in the right places, then that machine works and a machine is useful. Any of these parts outside of this machine, no use at all. However important it may be, it will become useful only it goes and sits in this machine. So we need to know this, we need to understand this, because sometimes when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, devotional service, when problems come or when difficulties come, we will be doubting, like, is it the right thing I'm doing? Should I serve Krishna, or should I go and watch a movie, or go outside to some restaurant, or go and enjoy with something? I'm spending all my time in these classes and these things. I'm not seeing any immediate thing. You have to understand that you are doing right thing. Remember this example always, that as an individual part, if you are alone, you may be very important, you may be very useful, but you may be very important and you will become useful only when you sit in the whole. So that is what we are, and we will be happy and satisfied only when we join Krishna and serve Krishna. So next, let's go to this line. So the deeper and deeper we go, the concept becomes more deeper and deeper. Okay. So duty of humans. So understand our positions as part and parcels of whole and act accordingly to serve the whole. So that is our duty. It is not that we are doing some favor, or because some people say that, okay, Krishna has to come into my dreams and ask me to pray to him, then I will pray. It is not Krishna's duty. It is our duty to serve Krishna, because we are a part of him. If we feel challenging, like say that, no, where is God? Who is God? Show me God. I didn't see God, so I'm not serving. That challenging spirit is not going to help us. We saw in the previous example how this particular part, if let's say this important part says that, no, I'm not going to go and sit in this mission. I want to act individually. Will anybody take that? Will anybody use that part? No, nobody uses that part. They want this part because it works with the whole. They want to fit it in the whole. That's why they want that part. They don't want that part individually. It is of no use. People come and pay a lot of money and buy this part because they want to fit it in this. So we will be happy and satisfied when we understand our position as a part and parcel of Krishna and act to serve whole. If we feel at any point of time challenging and ask these questions, you see people asking you these questions. Where is God? I didn't see him. You are asking me to pray, but I never saw him. Who is God? What is God? This challenging spirit is not going to help us, because God is there, is everywhere. But if we all know from scriptures that Krishna, Narayana, Vishnu is the cause of this whole cosmic manifestation. He is there everywhere. And we know beautiful examples of Lord Narasimha's story, how he came out of a big pillar. So Krishna has many features. If we refuse to see him and accept him, what is the final feature he shows us? Death. Can anybody win death so far? Did anybody, any scientist claim that I'm going to live forever? I have found something, some medicine that I'm going to live forever. No. So death is also a feature of Krishna. If we refuse to accept Krishna, when we are living, when we refuse to see him in the water, see him in the material nature, see him in our body, who he is letting us to breathe. Does any of you consciously breathe that, okay, I'm going to breathe 10 times, I'm going to breathe 20 times, oh, I have to run, so I have to breathe 100 times? No. No. When you are running, Krishna automatically increases your heart rate. When you are sleeping, Krishna automatically reduces it. So Krishna, when you generate overheat, Krishna automatically puts it out of the body. So who is doing this all? Are you purposefully opening your eyes like this and closing? No. Krishna has made a mechanism. He put a demigod in charge so that they will open automatically, they will close. So Krishna has so many features. For those people who challenge Krishna and who say that, oh, where is God? There is no God. God is there. God, I don't see God. Krishna comes in the form of death to them. So then they have to accept it. Nobody could win death so far. So that is what it is. Now let's go to the next one. So ISKCON. So this is what you all are attending the classes. So many of us doesn't know actually what is ISKCON really. We only know, so when you put, we only know the bad things about something at any point of time. We all have to put an effort to know it right way. So ISKCON is not a blind religious fanaticism. It is not fanatic. We are not all fanatic about Krishna. We are all knowledgeable. We have knowledge from scriptures. And as I told in my previous classes, our faith is not blind faith. Neither Krishna nor Prabhupada, anybody encouraged us to have a blind faith. Prabhupada wanted all of us to be lawyers, like how lawyers, when they take up a case, does lawyers go and say that, oh, I think this person is not guilty? Do they say like that? How do they prove that a person is not guilty, Joshna?
They give evidence.
They gave evidence. And what else they do, Raghava Simha? What else they do? They give evidence. And what else they have to do to prove that person not guilty? Can I make my own law?
No.
So you have to quote a law, right, from Constitution of whichever country you are.
Yeah.
So you have to say, according to this section, this law, this person proves to be not guilty based on this evidence, right?
Yeah.
So we, Prabhupada, wanted all of us to be lawyers. When people come and question us, you should not be saying that, no, you know what, I heard in that class that Mataji told, so I am telling you. Or my mother told, I'm telling you. My father told, I'm telling you. No, you all have to quote scriptures and the verses, because scriptures are apaurishyam. Scriptures are not written by any humans. They are written by Krishna, who is beyond the modes, who is beyond the defects. We have discussed this. So when you are saying something to somebody, you have to say that I have read in Bhagavad Gita, it is said like this. In Bhagavatam, it is this chapter, this verse is saying like this. So I'm basing on this and I am talking. So all this PPT that I made, is it my own mental concussion? No. I am taking Srila Prabhupada's Science of Self-Realization and I'm going. And Srila Prabhupada is taking Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, previous acharyas as reference, and Srila Prabhupada is quoting. So what is ISKCON? It is not a blind religious fanaticism. If anybody is coming and they're telling you, you should be stopping them there and you have to say them. and nor a revolt by some recent upstart. It is not any revolutionary process like you guys see in this country. People revolt against certain kinds of rules and regulations like that. It is not that. Then what it is? It is authorized. Authorized by, how is it authorized? Guru, Shastra, and Sadhus. Shastra is the scriptures, the Puranas, and Guru. It is having a parampara system coming from Krishna all the way to Prabhupada. And many sadhus, many holy people have followed that. And a scientific approach to understand who we are and our relationship with God. It is not any fanaticism. Srila Prabhupada never said that, I am telling you, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. From today onwards, you're all going to believe and you're all going to surrender. No, Prabhupada didn't say like that. Prabhupada quoted Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada said that Acharyas are saying like this. Narad Muni is saying this. Brahma is saying like this. So it has a scientific approach. It is not a blind faith or a fanaticism. Deals with our eternal relationship with Him. It is not an organization which is meant for some material benefits. It's an organization which helps us to make that eternal relationship with Krishna. And it tells us at the same time, okay, Mataji, it is going to tell me about my eternal relationship. But now in this life, I am a girl, I am a boy. Tomorrow I will become a wife or a daughter, or tomorrow I'll become and work, I'll become an employee. So what should I do? Or where do I find what is right, what is wrong? ISKCON has, Bhagavad Gita tells us what is right, what is wrong. And it helps us to achieve highest perfection of life. Everybody wants to be perfect and best in life, right? So ISKCON helps us in that. So next. So now let's go and dive deeper and understand why what is our life and what is animals' life? What is the difference? So we all have to understand that all of you are humans, and you need to know that you're not humans all the time in all of your births. It is very shocking or surprising sometimes, right? We were these animals at some point of time. That is the evolutionary process. That is the gradual process, how a soul migrates. So if we do not take up devotional service, or if we do not follow the rules and regulations or scriptures, this is actually the process. Like if you see, a soul will be a tortoise before, after that this animal, this animal, this animal, and slowly a soul comes and becomes a small baby, and then grows, and then becomes old, and it goes. So this is the process. The soul migrates from one body to another. So if we observe, the necessities of animals are very less. Does animals go to job to eat food, earn food? Do they go to a job and earn food? No. But humans, if you see with the facilities that animals have and we have, we need a house to live. We need a bed to sleep. We need food to survive. Does animals have house? Special houses like they have special colonies like us? No. Their necessities are very primitive, very less. They don't have a house. They don't have a bed. They don't go to work for earning food. They don't have, nowadays we have organizations who fight for their rights, but generally it is not like, somebody is fighting for them all the time. But when you see the humans, we have better facilities. We need better facilities. We cannot live outside. Our body cannot take the extreme cold or extreme heat. We need a house to stay, and then we need a family to live, and we need to go and get food. Does anybody come and give us food? No, we have to go earn our food. Why a man get a better chance to live than the animals? Did you ever ask that question, all of you? Why do you all think a man is given a better, comfortable life? Like a man has to wear clothes, animals doesn't need to. And so many other things are better for humans than animals. Did you ever all question this? Why we need a better chance or a better comfortable life? We are going to find answer for that. Because humans have higher duties than animals to perform. So if humans by nature, when Krishna is giving you a human body, like let's say, I am not a doctor, but Mihika is a doctor, let's say. And Mihika has given a doctor coat. So we both are in the hospital. Does anybody come and ask me to do surgery if they are in an emergency? Or who they first approach to seek medical help? Who do they approach? Mihika or me? Because Mihika is having a doctor coat and have a stethoscope.
Approach Mihika.
Mihika, because why? She's wearing that costume of doctor, right? So they know that doctor. So she has higher responsibilities, higher duties to do than me. So similarly, because Krishna has given us this human dress and he did not give us animal dress, we have higher responsibilities. We should not be spending our whole time and filling our hungry stomach. So we should not be earning all the time to earn money and eat, sleep, and stay in a safe house. We have a higher responsibility. What is that? To revive our relationship with Krishna. Animals does not have that responsibility or that duty, but humans have that. And we have to seek that. If we don't seek that, as the Kali Yuga progresses, to even get a small piece of bread, we have to work like donkeys. Donkeys work very hard, but they accomplish small job. So similarly, if we don't seek that higher cause for which human body is given to us, what will happen? We will be taking birth in Kali Yuga. As Kali Yuga progresses, we will become like animals. Or else, what is the danger in not attaining that highest cause for which we have been given human form of life? We will take birth as animals, because animals does not need to do that higher cause. They just need to fill their tummies, sleep, and defend themselves and eat. But we humans, apart from eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, we also have a duty, a responsibility which is higher than that, to know who we are and to get back our relationship with Krishna. If we are not doing that, Krishna will say that you don't need a human dress. If you are not practicing your doctor, you are not a doctor anymore. Let me take out your doctor degree. You are just good as a normal person. So similarly, Krishna will take out the human dress and he will start giving us the animal dresses. And animal dresses, if you start wearing them, your living becomes more and more primitive. You won't be having comfortable life, and then you will go down in this cycle. Like how it took for us so many lives to come to humans. When we start misusing the human dress given by Krishna, then we will start going down to the animal species. And even further, do you all know that there are some insects in the stool, in the toilet? So even inside that, there is a soul. So if we start misusing, and if we are not doing the thing to find out the higher perfection of life, that is what happens to us. So let's see this one. So do you all see the president's office is different, right? Is it more luxurious, the president's office? Do you all see like he has a sofa for the guests to come? He himself has a comfortable seat. And then the clerk's office is not like that. He may have to stand and work sometime, or there will be multiple people. Why do you think this? Why did I put these two pictures here? What does they represent? Can anybody tell on the discussion that we had just now? Okay, go ahead, Josna.
The president's office is like it's compared to the human dress, and the clerk's office compared to the animal dress.
Yes, exactly, correct. Because he has higher responsibilities, right? So he is given a comfortable place. Clerk has a lower responsibilities, so he's given a normal place. So we humans got the president's suit. So we have to make full use of it. Otherwise, next time, Krishna is not going to allocate this to us. So maybe it is already 42 minutes. Let me stop here. I have to look what is the time. It is 6:40 because there is a session at 7 o'clock. Does any of you, I'll stop here and I'll go continue the first chapter in the next section. Do you all have any doubts or any questions, or you want to add something? Please go ahead. Otherwise, then good. Let's continue.
Mataji,
Yes, Kana.
what is the name of the book?
Science of Self-Realization.
You can
Science
find it
of,
in database.
yeah, you will find it in Vedabase. And then you all can go and read again, or you can come back and ask me questions. Or after I finish the first chapter, you can go and read the first chapter, because I am basing on that book and reading and summarizing for you all and explaining to you all. So after I finish the first chapter, you all go and read that first chapter. Then it will be, you will remember it for forever. So does any of you want to summarize the session today that we had? Like one point from what you all have heard today. That as a take home, because I want you to put in your own words, like you all might be doing comprehensions in school, and we need to write our own journals, even in devotional life, what we read. We definitely have to write notes. Okay, Mihika, go ahead. After that, Joshna, Mihika, go ahead. One point from the session that we have read today.
So one point I learned from the session, well, like when you were explaining, like when people ask, like when people are doing the comparison that who is God, where is he, give me a proof. So you don't have to like just start an argument. You can simply just, like in a few words, you can just explain that why, and we all serve, but it's our choice who to serve, but we
Very
do
good.
serve.
Very good. Joshna?
That we are given we're giving a better life depending on our responsibilities.
Very good. Very good, Joshna. Raghava Singha?
I learned that it's better to water the roots of the plant instead of the leaves. And similarly,
when we serve Krishna, we will serve everybody.
Yeah.
So very good. So anyone else wants to share? Like there are few more kids. Would you like to share any point that you have listened in today's and rephrase it in your own words? Because as I said, Prabhupada wanted all of us to become the lawyers of Krishna consciousness. So I want your all future. So I want all of you to rephrase what you have heard in your own words and tell. So next time, maybe all of you, Yash, Namita, and Nihal, you can try to paraphrase in your own words and tell. Okay? Maybe we can conclude the session here today. I will continue next class, the first chapter of Science of Self-Realization. And we will also read some of the letters and the articles which Prabhupada has written, the conversations, because in that way, we will understand more better.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha.
Hare Krishna.
Sindhu bhayevacha.
Hare Krishna,
Patitanam
Mataji.
pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Shalopad. Her Grace Nair Manjari Mata, Vanmalini Mataji ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for a very wonderful session.